Authentically me, authentically you. We forever bloom. Hi, it's Ivyblossum, and I'm here with the daily Sitch. Now, this is going to be a daily Sitch, but this is going to go on all platforms. I was doing this for myself. I have Mother Yamaya going in the background here. This touched on so many things for me, because this was for me, but I automatically felt this was a collective message also. So this is the soul's journey lesson cards. Okay, the first card is abundance. I am a limitless being and can manifest whatever I desire into the physical reality. I'm going to read each part, okay? Always remember that you are God, and God is all about creation. God says yes, and the ego says no. In order to have abundance in all areas of your life, you must create the space of receiving and know that you are deserving of anything your heart desires. The more you can release limited thinking and worry, the more open you are to receiving the infinite flow of the universe. Allow yourself to have fun when manifesting what you want in your life, and enjoy the process. By embracing a positive mindset, you are opening the door to unexpected abundance. It is natural to have abundance in your life, and you must realize that any thoughts of limitedness may have come from either a past life or a life condition you have chosen to overcome. They could also originate from programming that you received from the environment you grew up in and the value systems you were taught when you were younger. Now is the time to begin to live with the realization that you are worthy of having abundance in every aspect of your life. When you are in the vibration of receiving, you can manifest whatever you desire into this physical reality. I feel like as a collective, we've seen it. We've acknowledged that, hey, we can manifest, right? So we are manifesting. Manifestations are like above us. They're about to come down, which is why this is in the past position. So we already are aware that we have the abundance that we need. We could generate more abundance than ever before. Like we good on the concept of manifesting. So the key, right? Because you can manifest in many different ways. The key from that is to realize that the conditioning of environment, what we chose to overcome before we arrived here on earth in this physical vessels that we are in currently at this time frame, as well as negative thought patterns, all play a factor in our manifestation techniques and the results. So the key is to have fun while doing it. Okay? Now, let's get into forgiveness. I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. Love is literally the main source, right? So without the main source flowing through you, you cannot co-create with it to manifest abundance effectively. Now you can manifest, but it won't be effective to your desires in your heart if you are not in sync with the flow of love, which we love through our heart chakra. Forgiveness. You can never flow with your natural energy of love unless you release the negative energy of hate, anger, intolerance, or blame. Every soul in your path has free will, You have no control over that. Every soul in your path has free will, and you have no control over that. Vital point. What you do have control over is how you react to the manifestations of others' free will. So what other people do around you and what other people do to you, right? Because we are all victims sometimes of other people's manifestations of their free will. What other people do to you is just a manifestation of their free will. You cannot get mad at that. But what you can do is control how you react to it. Holding on to that negative energy will strengthen karmic cycles, and forgiveness can break that pattern. So when you're holding on to that negative energy of what this person did and what they didn't do and how they did it and why they did it, and you hold on to all of that, that strengthens that karmic cycle of that being done to you and you not liking that because you keep thinking about it. You keep harboring on it. In order to break that, you have to forgive them, because once you forgive, you let it go. The most important person you must learn to forgive is always yourself. Blaming yourself for failures blocks the natural flow of love, which will attract all good things into your life. Forgiveness allows all of the goodness to flow into your life. Abundance, joy, peace, happiness, contentment, luxury, all of that good stuff's going to come in once you forgive yourself and others. But most importantly, yourself first. Okay. And that's currently. So we're currently forgiving ourselves. We're currently forgiving others. We're currently working through that. Cool. Excuse me. Confirmation bird. That means we are in alignment if you are doing that. And it does not mean you're, talking with people in order to hash things out, and it could be to that extent, but it literally could be forgiving yourself for not knowing that, hey, maybe you shouldn't have shoved that crown up your nose when you were 4 years old. It can be as simple as that. It can be as vast as, I'm going to forgive myself for lying to my mom, for lying to my dad, for lying to my lover, for cheating on my lover, for treating someone the way that I treated them. I'm going to forgive myself, because, you can ask for forgiveness from that person and receive it, but you can still have those feelings of, I still feel grief, and that's next, but you can still have that grief within yourself, even if that other person, that other party outside of you has forgiven you. Because the first person you should have asked forgiveness from is yourself. Okay? Because, some people, once again, you cannot control other people's free will. Some people, they have not learned the act of forgiveness. They will hold that grudge. Okay? To the point where they would just never, what's the word? They will just never try. It will always be confrontational. Saying, like, even if they're not around you 24/7, if there's an environment that they have to be around you, it'll always be conflict. They will always want to fight. They will always start talking mess. They will always do it because they're still holding on to a part of it they haven't forgiven themselves for. A lot of times they be mad because they hate the way that they treated you. Okay? moving on back into that grief. I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. 9 times out of 10, that person didn't appreciate you when they had you. Vice versa. Or, hey, you didn't appreciate that car when you had it. You didn't get to do all the things you wanted to do when you had that vehicle, and now it's gone. Like, dang, I never got to push that car to 100 miles to see what it could really do. Now it's gone. Or maybe I shouldn't have pushed that car to 100 miles to see what it really do. Now I got to the accident and it is gone. To smithereens. It got totaled. Okay? Okay. So now to read grief. Nothing is gone forever. The belief that we have lost someone or something is merely an illusion to assist us in learning to appreciate our having had it in the first place. The emotion of grief and the sense of loss are absolutely real. But that is the point. The lesson of loss is not about the actual physical separation, because the parting is temporary and illusionary. The point of the lesson is to acknowledge that the bonds of love never end and that we have not been abandoned. When you accept in your heart that you will be reunited with everything you have ever loved, it will give you the ability to move beyond your grief and devere something beneficial from the experience. To wallow in grief is to pass up the opportunity that you and your soul family have devised and learn nothing from it. Instead, allow your grief to take you to a place of deeper understanding. This was all for a deeper understanding, for you to have a deeper understanding of that person, because it gets deep when you forgive someone, because you have to understand their point of view. You have to understand where they're coming from, and then at the same time you have a right to also understand where you're coming from. And that's when you can actually forgive yourself for what you did in the situation and forgive them, because once again, sometimes people don't even know what they're doing when they're just saying stuff or doing things. Sometimes it's just, once again, programmed, right? It's programmed. What it said in the abundance, like it could come from your upbringing, your environment, from the lessons that you chose to overcome before you even came here. And so, holding on to grief, what did it say? Holding on to grief, what will have you pass up an opportunity. You'll be passing up the opportunity to learn the lesson and connect with people in your soul family. That's not a small feat. That's people you're supposed to be around. That's people that's gonna get you on the track to the abundance. That's people that you're gonna be able to manifest with to create the ultimate abundance. So once again, allow your grief to take you to a place of deeper understanding. You're understanding yourself and you're understanding the people around you. And now you know how to better move with them if you're going to continue to be around them. Because, hey, once you forgive, you do have an option to try to work things out. Or you can forgive, leave it as it is, and chuck the deuces. Sometimes it's just like that. Sometimes some people aren't meant to go with you. I know, like for the last season or two, we've been hearing that, but it's true. Sometimes some people are just not meant to go with you. We depart here, my friend. It was nice knowing you. I would cherish the memories that I have with you, and I would cherish everything that you've ever done for me. And I forgive you for all of the things that I, myself, let slide. And I thought was okay. until I realized my worth, and I realized that's not okay. And I'm sorry, truly sorry, and I hope you accept and forgive some of the things I said in regards to understanding or realizing that, and may have acted in anger, may have acted in betrayal, may have acted in a not so friendly way. You know, just some real talk here. All right, y'all, that's all I got for y'all. I hope y'all take this, learn something from it, and implement it, okay? Because this is for me too, so I'm not just preaching at y'all, okay? That's some real stuff I spit out my soul, okay? So in the past position, abundance, currently in forgiveness. In the past is grief. Like, you may be grieving the people that you have to let go. You'll reunite eventually. And you'll be able to have that forgiveness session. And then you may have an abundance of love reemerge, you know. You may have an abundance of money come in and be like, hey, you know what? You got an idea? I want to help. How can I help? You know, I feel bad for what I did. Here you go. You know, take what resonates. Have a grand day. Remember, we are forever blooming. For YouTube, because I know this is going on different platforms. For YouTube, if you guys would like a personal reading, all that information is in the description box below. As well as if you would like to donate, I have a Cashapp, I have Venmo and PayPal, and as well as a Amazon wish list. I do have some decks in there, so if you want to see me use some new cards for some new energy, hook a sister up. Okay. I love you guys. Peace.
If you're looking for a win, looking for attention, looking for